Young Noble was part of the Outlaws, the Outlaws, arguably one of the top black groups ever. And why I don't subscribe to negative or negativity, as you guys know, I've talked about it in my videos. I admire the work ethic, and I admire that brothers come together and they form their own posse. I had an opportunity the last few days to listen to a few videos. You guys probably remember I did a video recently on Tupac. So I guess that's the thing right about now. I need to share how I feel about this thing more and more. Whether it gets views or not, at some point, it's going to be needed, I believe, in the planet. Because, see, we got to stay focused on what people are trying to say from all cultures. You feel me? Because that's all this is. This is a word. Words do error when they are off track. But words in the right direction, oh my Lord, look. The Bible says heaven and earth will pass away, but my word ain't going nowhere. The word in the right direction, it can draw. But Young Noble, multi-talented. Tupac, multi-talented. The other brothers part of the posse, multi-talented. I wish I could have worked with them. And I'd have been like, hey, let me do at least one positive rap. That's what I mean. I think they would have let me in. I really do. Because believe it or not, there are a lot of good brothers and sisters, a lot of people in the business of other cultures who are in this business. They come out of the church or they come out of homes which knew the Lord. They do. Look, you just got to do the research. The research I've done over the last, I would say, my God, off and on, the last 10 years, I can tell you, when the heart hurts and the heart bleeds, they speak from their roots. So you put it together. Now, this young man, they said that he died July 4th. That's big. That is big. It's one of the most people, let me put it to you like this. I have a video out. You guys probably remember it. I have a video out about Donald J. Trump. He was 74 years old when he lost to Joe Biden. And he had 74 million votes. Okay? The video is out there. I'll put it in a link. But 74 is big. July 4th was yesterday. I want you to see where I'm going with this. Not until today, and so I want to thank everybody who pushed me to do this video. Not until today, I realized I predicted this man's fate. I'm going to say it again. Not until today, as I did the research, I realized I predicted this man's fate in relation to the Tupac video. The powers sync things. There's a connection between Young Noble, Tupac, and guess who? Our fearless leader, Donald Trump. Young Noble. And as I was producing this thing, somebody texted me and says, Pearson, do you know they're trying to give Donald Trump the Nobel Peace Prize? And I screamed because I've done a few videos where I've gone over that just briefly, and I've been hearing that, but it all comes together. Young Noble. And they've been saying, look, Trump, you deserve the Nobel Peace Prize in relation to what he's been doing since he's been in office, particularly the Middle East, which in my mind is crazy because ain't no peace over there. But I digress. Let's talk about the life and the death of young Noble. My sincere condolences. Now, he was 47 years old. Hint, hint. I don't believe what they're telling us in the media. No. He was 47. I believe he was sacrificed. 47. Is it coincidence that Trump's 47 years old? Now listen to this here.
I just got word that late last night, sometime this morning, young Noble of the Outlaws committed suicide. So just bringing it to you that another Outlaw member is no longer with us, and it's sad. So shout out to his family, rest in peace, and condolences to his family. Y'all don't forget that he does have a young child that he was helping out a lot. So we got to say some prayers and some just some concerns for that young child, because he was a caregiver to that young person that had a lot of health issues. But I don't know what happened to young Noble, but we saw it. We saw it, and when we see people that's begging for some type of attention, when y'all know people are acting different than they normally act, we got to try to reach out and help them. If you got people in your lives that you love like that, and
So what I get from the research is that he was gradually changing behavior, gradually spiraling out of control, and these were telltale signs. And like the person is speaking here, and he did say in this particular video, he wished he had, gotten close and, helped and understood the signs, okay? But my condolences. I'm gonna go down the road here. Listen to his interview from 8 years ago, all right? Again, Outlaws.
It was a lot of, different money streams. Like, you had me as a solo artist, you know what I mean? It was gonna be Dramacidal, Edie, Castro, and Napoleon, and it was gonna be Fatal and Felony. You know what I'm saying? Like, before he passed, he was actually working on my solo deal. You know what I'm saying? With Kadada had worked it out with him, with Quest Records. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Like, you know, they had the first draft for the contract and everything, man. I was like, that kid really was going hard for us, you know what I mean?
So 3 days in the studio, you guys create the whole Machiavelli album.
The whole thing, plus extras.
Plus some other shit.
Right.
So, no, but you actually show up on 4 songs.
Right.
You were on
So they're talking about Tupac. He came out with his solo album, but as a business side, he was developing Mr. Noble so he could become a solo artist. Tupac had a good business mind.
El Mary,
Right.
Bomb First, Life of an Outlaw,
Right.
Just Like Daddy.
Right.
And that was on purpose.
You were on, I'm sorry?
I said that was on purpose.
That was on purpose?
Yeah, that he was featured on that many songs.
Okay.
Because, like you just said, he was setting them up for a solo career. You know what I mean? He was like, yo, you gonna be the G-Rap, the Nas, the best lyrical dude in the group. And that's what he had him on, you know what I mean, from day one. You be the one.
Hey, yeah. Here he is here. And this is from, they took this from an actual previous interview. Check it out.
Machiavelli dropped, Biggie died. All that shit happened when I was 18 years old, man. It was I got a 17-year-old daughter, man. It was crazy. That Biggie dying affected us too. Like, it felt, to me, I was almost like questioning, like, damn, man, maybe I should have stayed in school and figured something else out. Like, I don't know if I made the right decision getting in the car with Fatal and Yaki that day. This doesn't feel good. I left the hood to come to California. I was tired of death and all this bullshit. 2 of my friends just died back to back, like the same way Pac and Yak died. The year before that, Al G and Storm died.
the year before.
Yeah, back to back. you know? So it's like, that shit was just, it was horrible. Horrible for hip hop. Just horrible.
So we talking about an old school old school group, and people, like I said, got a lot of people with a lot of good heart. You know, check out the few videos I've done the last few days in relation to this thing, okay? In the last video that I just produced, I said, we as lyricists, whoever you are, what color you are, whatever culture you're from, you have a rhythm. You're born with rhythm. You take these lyrics and put them in music and beats. But if it's ghetto rap, if it's gangster rap, if it's thuggin' rap, if it's drill rap, you're taking your rhythmic creativity, but you're out of sync with the universe. You're not in concert with the universe. Do you understand? When you're out of order with the universe, because you, at the end, the words are powerful and someone winds up dying. God is not blessing, he's not blessing you.
Horrible period, man. So even like these days, I be like social media and go on YouTube, everybody going, it's all fun and games until, you know, it's almost like, did niggas learn anything from Pac and Biggie?
Yeah. Have we learned anything from all these deaths? You know, when you get older, you got that little wisdom, right? You get older, you're spitting wisdom. Now listen here. This is what's been projected on us the last few months. Nobel Peace Prize. Nobel. Is it coincidence? That's his name. Nobel. Now watch.
Former Congressman Matt Gaetz threw out an interesting idea suggesting that if you were to broker a deal where nuclear inspectors go into both Israel and Iran, that you could win a Nobel Peace Prize, and they might even rename it the Trump Peace Prize. Did you hear those? What do you think of that?
Nobel Peace Prize. 9/11. Check out my last few videos. 9/11. Speaking without speaking, what do you think? Now check it out. Here's his birthday. 3/21/1978. He's 47, just like Trump. Is that coincidence? Then look at this here. The Don, see this name here? The 7-Day Theory, including the iconic song that he wrote, Hail Mary. That was his debut. He debuted it on Tupac Shakur's The Don album. That was him. Now watch this. There he is on the cross. People, this ain't just Tupac. They're going to unalive Donald J. Trump. I'm going to show you this is all connected. Okay? Key word, I believe, Don. You might not like it, but I'm just telling you. I'm going to show you the numbers. The Don. The Don. Okay? You're speaking without speaking. I would even go into the artistry and show you some symbols that I see, but I'm not going to go there. Another day, another time. Now watch this. This came out on 11/5 of 1996. 11/5? Is that familiar? What day did Trump win the White House? On November 5. Am I right? Okay. What is that? We got 28 years, something like that, whatever. November 5th. That's when he won, didn't he? Trump? Okay, now watch this. 3/21/1978. 3/21. That's his date. Subtracted from 7/4/2025, the day he just died. The difference is 47. Trump is 47 years old, and 3:16. If you're Christian, if you just know biblical history, you know that 3:16 is John 3:16. For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son, that whomsoever believe in him, hallelujah, shall not perish, but have everlasting life. 3:16. John 3:16 is sacrifice. You mean to tell me from the day this young man was born to the day he died is 47 and 3:16 sacrifice? What does that look like? A sacrifice for the dawn. It's coming. Look, this thing got so many levels. I'm just going to show you. I'm just going to show you. Now, not only that, they said it was this. Okay. Why does it come out to 47? Do you follow me? Okay, watch this. 7/4/2025, the day he died. 11/5/1996. What is that? That's when the album came out. What's the difference? 104/68. Okay? 10,468 days ago is when this album came out. Watch this. I took that same number and divided by 54. What is 54? Tupac was 54 years old when he died. What does that come out to? 193. You see the 8 carried over? That's 194. What is 194? The 194th day of the year is July 13th. What happened on July 13th? Hello, Donald J. Trump. They tried to take him out. That's what they said in Butler, Pennsylvania. Do you see the connection? Let's go back. It's deep. It's deep. 7/4/11/5. That's your number. Divided by Tupac's age is 54. He's 54 years old. Tupac passed June 1971. If you bring it up to the day, Tupac is 54 years old. That's why I divided it by 54. That's Tupac. Tupac would have been 54 years old. It's deep, ain't it? Now watch this here. We already saw that. We already saw this. Now watch. 3/21. That's the anniversary day of Young Noble's birthday. 6/14/2025 is Trump's last birthday. The difference is 9/11. Hello? 9/11. 9/11. Are you following me? 9/11. 9/11. It's deep. I said it's deep. 3/21. Young Noble's birthday. Nobel Peace Prize. That's his birthday. His next birthday. May he rest in peace. Trump's last birthday, 6/14/2025. The difference is 9/11. 9/11. It's deep, y'all. It's deep. I'm almost done. Then look. 9/13/2024. What is 9/13? That's Tupac's death date. 9/13. Anniversary 2024. 6/14/2025. Trump's last birthday. The difference is 274. What is 274? Remember, in 274 AD, that's when the Romans went back and started worshiping the sun god, Sol Invictus, the sacrifices for the gods. Now watch this. 11/5/1996, that's when the album came out. That's when they dropped that album. 6/14/2025, Trump's last birthday. The difference is 28 years, 7/13. What is 7/13? Again, July 13th, that's when Trump got hit in the ear in Butler, Pennsylvania. Woo! It's all connected. It's all connected. I said it's all connected. The Don. The Don. Y'all know they call him the Don. Come on, man. It's all connected. Now watch this. Listen to this. This video came out 2 months ago. Tupac, Machiavelli, or Sun God. In this, Ice-T is doing a skit song on Saturday Night Live with Tupac. You don't bring me flowers anymore. Remember, Jackie Kennedy got flowers in Dallas, Texas when she got off the plane, and JFK was killed, the red roses. So the song they were singing is a Barbra Streisand song called "You Don't Bring Me Flowers Anymore." Watch this.
Now,
And in this is 74. In this video is 74. In other words, in this is his death date. In this video is July 4th. Watch this. I did this 2 months ago. Of course, I didn't know what I had. Watch this.
this is what made me a few days ago think about covering this. Because Tupac and Ice-T performed. Yes, they performed. And they sang a duet in a comedy routine, I guess you can call it, where they sang the song, "You Don't Bring Me Flowers." I used to sing this song as a rehearsal song for my vocals back in the day. And I did fall in love with Barbra Streisand, very beautiful, very attractive woman. You guys, I'm sure, know her, Barbra Streisand. So they sang this duet, "You Don't Bring Me Flowers Anymore." When I listened to this, my mind went straight to JFK, because like I've done in other videos, even today, JFK's wife received red roses the day that JFK was unalive. When I see flowers, I think unalive. So when this song was sung, I thought that his days would be numbered. So let me show you how this works. On May 4th, 1996, Tupac Shakur and Ice-T performed on the Fox show Saturday Night Special. They deliver a duet of "You Don't Bring Me Flowers" by Barbra Streisand, and Tupac also performed "Only God Can Judge Me." Don't know if I'll get in trouble, but maybe I'll play a few seconds of it. They'll just take it out. Y'all don't bring us flowers anymore. So they sang the song. They sang the song May 4th, 1996. Now, Tupac was hit, see the word, on September 7th, but he became unalive on September 13th. All right? Now check this out. Remember, at this, there was an X. Just saying, an X. We're gonna get into these dates.
Ain't that deep?
Put it all together, okay?
Somebody got an X on their chest there?
Now, when you take 9/7, the day that he was hit, 9/7, and just so you know, historical, 9/7, if you think future past, 9/7 is the 47th day of the year. Well, Trump just happened to be the 47th president.
Deep.
Now you might say, "Oh, Pearson, there you go." Well, I got a tie-in for you that you probably would never believe. I'm just bringing it up. That 9/7 is the 47th day of the year, like Trump is the 47th president. Take that date, subtract it from the day that he sang that duet with Ice-T on 5/4/1996. You get 4/4. Now, way before Barack Obama came into the picture, what I need you to understand is that 4/4, along with August 4th, in which Barack Obama was born, these are historical numbers that have been utilized in relation to death. It just has been. I've said it before in other videos, so don't be shocked. Barack Obama just happened to be the 44th president, but I'm bringing it up because I want to show you some numbers. Now check this out. Saturday Night Live first premiered on NBC October 11, 1975. Take October 11, 1997. It is a few months, well, actually a year after Tupac was, let me correct that. Let me go back here. Saturday Night Live, they began their show October 11th, 1975, their first show. Just take their birthday anniversary of 10/11/1997, subtract it from the day that is Tupac and Ice-T performed on the show, 5/4/1996, okay? The difference is 75 weeks. What is 75? Well, first of all, let's go back. The 75th day of the year brings you what? March 16th is the 75th day of the year. What is 3/16? We just finished Holy Week.
Sacrifice.
March 16 is like John 3:16.
Sacrifice.
Where Christ sacrificed. I might title this video a sacrifice.
And then let's go a little bit further. We're gonna tie this all in. I got something else to show you. Here's the Tupac aspect.
Now, as I'm thinking, I'm just thinking some other stuff. So let me go off the beaten path. 3:16 is sacrifice. Was Tupac sacrificed like Jesus? Let's look at this. Tupac's album on 96. Let's see if this gets a buzz. Okay, so the day he sang the song was put up against him being shot then, which is 9/7 versus 54/53. Okay, there it is. Look at this, people. Look at this. On 9.
Now pay attention. This will relate to his death date. Young Noble, 7/4. They're all twined. Watch this here. Watch this.
13/1996, that's when Tupac died. 9/13. Okay. 11/5/1996. Where is it at? 11/5/1996. That's when he was on the cross. The Don Illuminati. Right? You guys remember that? Remember that album? He was on the cross. Sacrifice. Ain't that deep? Now, what's the difference? The difference is 53. I know 53 means something. So I'm gonna show you guys what it means because I have it in my research. 53, the 53rd day of the year. Let me just call it out right quick. What is the 53rd day of the year on the Gregorian calendar? February 22nd, 222. You guys who've been with me for a while, you know what 222 is. That's the Antichrist system. That's why I'm saying he was sacrificed. Look, 222, Antichrist system, 222, the beast system. I know y'all guys got that. I know you got that. Ain't that deep?
Now look, and this is what I had in there and didn't realize till today. Watch this.
Sacrifice. Ain't that deep? Now, what's the difference? The difference is 53.
The difference is not only 53, which is February 22nd, it's also 7 weeks and 4 days, 74. Is that familiar? And how did I get that? 9/13, that's when Tupac died, 9/13, 1996. On November 5th, that's when the album dropped, right? The difference (7 weeks and 4 days). It showed the future of him. Ain't that deep? It's deep. I'm gonna put this in the description. And then look here, 5/4.